Welcome along to our fourth edition on Pirate Videos. We're following the continuing story of the 2003 Pirates with interviews and action, and not forgetting those special features. Well, before we go into action on this edition, let's look at one of our special features. And it's very appropriate that this should come at the start. Well, we often talk about the riders having to complete 5 starts in a meeting, but one man who has to complete 15 starts in a meeting is the starter, Rod Wadham. And Rob, you've been starter here at Poole for the last 3 years. Tell me, how did you become the starter?
Well, I became the starter when the previous starter, Mike Berry, decided he wasn't going to do it anymore. He asked me if I would do it, because you have to apply for it to the Speedway Control Board, and with that they asked for previous experience of what we've done. And being though I was the flag marshal for Mike since he became here for a number of years, they accepted that. And well, I had to go and speak to Mr. Ansell and Pete Ansell and whatever, and we applied, and they come back with a license.
The license obviously issued by the Speedway Control Board?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the responsibilities as such. I mean, we all know that you've got to get them into their right boxes, you've got to make sure that they're in line and stationary. Exactly what is it that is your job?
Well, I've got to make sure that they're in their boxes, their 4 boxes. That's why we do the lines and everything. And once I'm satisfied, I then move my arms to indicate to the referee that I'm satisfied. Then he knows he can take over. He then puts the green light on, then I walk away, then he's in charge of the race.
Is there a point when the riders can sort of bring your attention to the fact that they're not ready?
Yep, yeah, they do. They'll put their hand up, or sometimes they shout, or they'll indicate in some way that there's a problem. If a bike's not running properly, or something, a fuel cap's missing or something like that, they'll indicate to me, and then I'll get on the radio and call the pits or whoever I need to call for them to get attention.
Now, we've seen riders being excluded for delaying the start. How much leeway have they got?
It's all down to whatever referee. Some referees give quite a bit of leeway, and others are really sharp on it. Normally a referee will come and speak to me and tell me what he wants, so I do whatever he recommends. 9 times out of 10 he'll have a word with the riders first, so I know, then they know what they've got to do. But if I think a rider's delaying the start, I will point to the rider, and the referee knows that he's not doing what I want him to do, so he'll either exclude him for delaying the start or do something. That's how we communicate with each other, normally with sign language. It's before, because we've only not long had the radios, you know, a couple of years or whatever. So before that, it was always sign language, so, you know.
You've obviously got that headset on and you're in touch with the referee. Do you talk to the clerk of the course and in the pits as well?
Yes, I talk to I can talk to the clerk of the course, Paul, the pits, and the timekeeper, Tony, and he relays what I say to the referee, or the referee relay to him and he'll relay to me what they want. You know, if someone's going off, they'll give me pre-warning if someone's going off at 15 meters or someone's changing gates or anything like that. It's much better than what we used to have to do with a little telephone, but the telephone's there for a backup anyway.
Is it your responsibility to count the laps?
No, the flag marshal counts the laps, right. Which I did for all those years. So I sometimes count the laps, but normally I leave it to Stuart, the other chap who gives me a hand.
Now, we've also seen, of course, very controversially, the post that kept the tapes from blowing into the riders' wheels. Yeah. We've seen some horrendous accidents caused by that, and I gather now that's going to be done away with, if not already. Yeah,
we've had a directive from the Speedway Control Board to say that they're withdrawing that. I think it was from rider request because of the accidents and whatever. Luckily, here we've got two chaps who work with me, and so there's 6 eyes watching it. So we never had a problem with it, but it can be dangerous, so they've decided to do away with it.
Now, you've been starting here for the last 3 years, very many matches, very many riders, probably all the top riders have come under your control at some stage. What sort of things do the riders try to get away with?
Well, they do their gardening, as you can see, which sometimes annoys you because it's like gamesmanship, and they know they've got to be in their grid. And some of them come up and they garden and garden and garden, and they don't know that I'm watching them, but I'm watching them. And if a rider tries to be over there, normally the opposing rider will pick it up and say, look, he's on. But if they're in their grid, I'll let them go. If they're not in their grid, no matter what rider it is, whether it's home or away riders, if they're not in their grid, they don't go nowhere.
And until that green light goes on, you've got control.
Yep. Yeah, and if they're not obeying what I want, I'll just point to them and point to the referee, and he knows that I'm not satisfied, and he'll either exclude them or, you know. They have to do what I want until the referee takes over.
Got any favourites? Any favourite riders?
Yeah, I have favourite riders, but I'm not biased of anybody. I want to see good racing. That's what I'm here for. I'm a pirate fan, but I want to see good racing. I don't mind who wins the race, as long as it's clean racing.
I think we all echo that. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for revealing the secrets of the starting marshal and what you get up to out there.
Thank you very much.
Well, with our features this year, we're trying to bring you the inside story of the Pirates. And I hope that you're enjoying them and you'll continue to follow them, because there's lots more to come. But for now, let's get back into action and see the Pirates in their next league encounter.